There is concern that the rate of infection of HIV will go up as a number of Jamaican parents, on hearing their child is gay, throw them out of their homes. Many are forced to live on the streets, a situation that puts them at risk. Our first conversation is with one of those teens. Of course, he and other MSMs, men who have sex with men who appear in the report, refused to show their faces for fear of being harmed because of who they are.
I'm intelligent, I'm very funny, polite, sometimes sad, but I'm a person that always dedicate myself for other persons out there. I always put the best of my ability out there. I mean, in whatever I do, I always learn to do it the best. I do have friends, do have family, not working.
I know that there have been attempts to have them housed and so on, but you know, it's not just an issue for the LGBT community. Homelessness is a serious concern in Jamaica, and in a way this is just sort of heightened, and the media grab onto the fact that they're gays. Those from the lower income groups, of course, have the most terrible and frightening challenges every day.
1,500 people are homeless in Jamaica, 680 adults, and just about 800 teens. A number of them are members of the gay community. We sat down with Executive Director of J-Flag, Dane Lewis, to get their take on the issue.
There were over 30 young people in the Kingston metropolitan region. We know that the issue is widespread across the island, but certainly the spaces that they congregate in are those metropolitan regions, so like Montego Bay and Kingston would be the spaces where you'd find the homeless population coming together. Some as young as 14, and most recently I think there was even a 12-year-old who was amongst the set in Kingston. And the age is really what is troubling, because they're being kicked out younger and younger. And then the social support services, government services are not kicking in to take control. I think some of them expect it to be a pretty life because they feel that, you know, having been kicked out now, there's this support group and that life is fun and exciting on the street. It really isn't. And they're often targeted, you know, stones may be hurled at them. And then they have to struggle to find food. Well, the reality that sex work is an option, and oftentimes is the only option for them to be able to find the next plate of food. That clearly suggests that they're putting themselves at greater risk of contracting and transmitting HIV. And we know how sex work goes, that the higher the price, the greater risk people are willing to take.
It was founded by me July the 5th, 2012, out of the need of MSM sex workers and positive MSM sex workers, right? And other MSM. And we said that if we could train these persons to get a certificate and get a job, this would enable them to mitigate some of the problems due to them, which is, for instance, displacement, homelessness. They could fight back, they could combat against poverty and all of this stuff. So basically we focus on vocational training and job placement. And that is how basically we partner with Heart Trust and we partner with Manpower Agency.
So how was life before the Color Pink group?
Well, life was a bit challenging. It was challenging in a way that I actually found myself living on the road. Well, started going to leather workshops. I became a part of the Color Pink group some months ago, which empowered me, helped me a lot, and teach me a lot about myself.
It takes someone to be in that position to understand the situation that they are going through. And I was in that position, so I know how it is. And people will say, why they don't come from underneath the bridge? Why they don't just find us somewhere else to live? It's not that easy. It's just like talking to someone who is a drug addict. It's not easy to walk away from drugs. You understand me? So homelessness is not something you just get up tomorrow and just say, okay, I'm not going to be homeless. You understand? It takes a process, and it takes someone to take that person through that process.
The Color Pink group has more than 20 members now and counting. They and other advocate groups are shining the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm Simone Absalom reporting for the Public Broadcasting Corporation of Jamaica and the Live Up Show.